Iskoolmates, mula pa noon ay hindi na nawawala ang isyu ng bullying sa ating lipunan. Ngunit sa pagdami ng mga nababalitang kaso ng school violence sa bansa, kailangan nating alamin kung ano ang nararapat lamang gawin upang mapigilan ito. Trisha.
Siyempre, at kailangan para maintindihan din natin kung bakit nga ba nagkakaroon ng ganitong sitwasyon sa mga paaralan at siyempre, how can we emphasize further kung paano magdi-deal dito yung mga victims and of course, yung mga nakaka-witness ng school violence.
Kaya naman Trisha, para sa talakayan ngayong gabi, narito sina Jamie at Alex na parehong biktima ho ng bullying at makakasama rin natin si Dr. Romel na isang registered psychometrician and also a licensed professional teacher. Welcome guys sa Iskoolmates. Maraming salamat po sa pagpapaunlak sa atin.
We have two people here who have experienced bullying. And of course, siguro simulan muna natin with our expert, no? So Sir Mel, can you tell us, ano-ano nga ba yung iba't ibang klase ng school violence na nararanasan ngayon sa mga paaralan? And of course, napag-usapan nga natin kanina off-screen, no, na iba na yung panahon ngayon. Meron bang nagbago sa forms of school violence? Mas dumami ba? Nag-diversify? Anong tingin mo dito, Sir Mel?
Ayun. Kapag sinabi kasi nating bullying, ito ay oppression doon sa mga tao na less powerful. Ginagamitan ito ng psychological or physical, usually. And ang mga forms ito ngayon, meron tatlong klase. Yung una, yung direct form or yung direct or physical abuse na dalawa yung cover nun. Yung una, yung physical harm. Yung pangalawa, yung verbal abuse. Pangalawa, merong tinatawag na informal. Ito naman, yung social bullying na kung saan kahit pagkwentuhan ninyo magkaibigan o magkaklase yung isang klase ninyo, that's a form of social bullying. Pangatlo, ito yung nangyayari ngayon na dahil tayo expose at ginagamit ng mga kabataan yung social media or yung internet and cyberspace, kasama din doon yung tinatawag natin na cyberbullying.
Right.
Ayan. So yun yung mga klase or mga forms ng bullying na na-encounter or nararanasan ng mga kabataan, especially sa school. Though maraming form ng violence, pero ang pinaka-common na na-experience at nararanasan ng mga kabataan ay itong bullying na nakukuha nila sa mga ka-group nila.
Right. Dapat i-note to ng mga schoolmates natin, no? Na baka hindi sila aware na nararanasan na pala nila ito. Kailangan ma-address agad to sa ating mga paaralan.
Right. At syempre yung mga parents din, no? Especially may mga schoolmates tayo na underage talaga ngayon. And for them, it's harder now to determine if what is this ba? Is this just the culture of the groups that they're in? Is it just the culture of the schools? Or is it really a form of violence or bullying?
Kaya Trish, tanungin natin to si Alex and Jamie, no, na ngayon willing na ikwento yung kanilang mga karanasan.
Correct.
Right. O ano yung mga forms of bullying, harassment, and violence na na-experience natin? At ano yung naging epekto nito? Alex?
Alright. So as a kid, talagang there were lots of instances talaga that I was bullied. I guess two notable experiences were times na kinailangan ko lumipat ng school.
Okay.
One instance was when I was in second grade, and I believe yung nambully sa akin is a friend of mine.
Okay.
And it was parang very petty lang yung topic. Pero I believe nagkaroon kami ng parehong crush. And then after niya malaman that I was basically into the same person, then that's when the bullying started. Parang it was more of a targeted thing than anything else. Tapos talagang yung pinaka-culmination is there was one time na I would say recruited or may tinawag siyang mga grade 6 niyang kaibigan. Inabangan ako sa waiting area ng school and then for lack of a better term, binalibag ako.
Parang gang up, no?
Parang ganun po, if you would word it like that, yes. After po nun, a lot of visits to the guidance office. I even had to write an apology letter kasi nga, when I gave my piece, nalaman nila na may kasalanan din ako. So I had to apologize then. I had to write my own apology letter. Pero after that, talagang that was like, I had to like switch schools na. A second one actually involves a lot more violent of an experience.
Okay.
If you notice one of my teeth here sa harap.
Okay.
Isa dyan kasi is jacket na.
Okay.
What happened?
This was in 4th grade. I was basically playing around with a friend. This was a friend na parang kakilala ko na matagal na. Friends kami during that 4th grade. And then, hindi ko maintindihan kung saan ang galing, pero he just started to parang feel, nararamdaman ko meron siyang parang galit.
Okay.
Hindi ko alam kung saan nanggagaling. I'm not sure if it's targeted towards me specifically. Pero basta may galit ako nararamdaman. Yung pinaka parang event na nangyari that caused yung pagkaka-jacket ng ipin ko is we were basically playing tag. I was a kid, so hindi ko alam kung ano to. Basically, we were playing tag with plastic bottles. And then, naghahampasan, just roughhousing like the boys do.
Yeah.
Nahampas ko siya, and then what he did nung nahampas ko siya, I think napalakas yung hampas ko. What he did was he grabbed me by the collar, basically swung me around, and just for more context, mas matangkad to sa akin.
Okay.
I was in 4th grade, I was a very short kid. Tapos this dude was like way taller than me. Tapos basically he swung me around. Tapos ang huli ko lang naalala nun, I went face first into the classroom floor.
Okay.
Nagising na lang ako, nasa clinic ako. I was basically missing half of my tooth here. Tapos nandun siya sa tabi ko. And then he was basically saying na, bakit mo kasi ako hinampas ganito, bakit kasi ganon. And then hindi ko na alam masyado yung nangyari after that. After that, nag-ano na din. Basically, after that year, after the 4th grade ko na yun, I requested din na malipat ako. And yun na rin yung parang idea ng parents ko. Nailipat ako ng school.
Sorry to hear this, Alex.
It's okay.
No? Pero ito yung sinasabi ni Sir Mel na nagsisimula sa peers yung mga maliliit na bagay pero nakikita natin yung epekto sa mga bata. Right.
Yeah.
Jamie, ikaw.
Yeah. So in terms of my stories, there were different stages when I was from elementary to high school to senior high school. From elementary, it's just, I thought that it was normal because everyone was like playing like games. They even thought that one time I was like a sort of a virus. So I thought that, oh, it's like taya-taya. So it's like, it's normal. So like, okay, why are they like doing it to me? It's like they're playing. And then I said, okay, it's normal. Then I said, fine. But yun pala, when I realized, moving forward, that it was just taya-taya because they are the rich people isolating from middle class to not rich people.
Alright.
So there were like groups of people who hate people who don't belong to their group. So it's like the elite group making their own league. And I'm not part of their class. I'm not part of their group. So they isolate people who don't belong to the system. And then the next part is, while we're growing up, we had different beliefs. Since I emphasized that it's an all-boys school, there's toxic masculinity.
Right.
Yes, so it's ingrained in our culture that there's toxic masculinity everywhere. So you can see that they can sexualize our female teachers.
Okay.
So I didn't want that. They sexualize even, when my mom called before, there was one of my classmates who said that I'll rape her. So it's like, why are there things like that? Why are there things allowing in that system? Like, I told them, I stood up for what I think was right, and then I was the one who was bullied because they said that, no, that's not boyish. That's not boyish to defend women. So I said that at a young age, why is it normal to sexualize women? Then I have my mom, because I'm close with my mom. And I said that I was imagining myself na, what if my mom, and it really did happen, that she was sexualized, said things that are not good, misogynistic, and even our teachers, they're like sexualizing, like even in social media, things like that. I said that this has to stop. It's not normal. Pero dumating sa point na nagnakaw na sila ng gamit sa lunchbox. I even used like a padlock in my lunch bag because literally nagnanakaw sila ng gamit. Then the normal things, pinapatid, hinuhulog, and then embarrassment, may tunutuso. Then during one of our moving up ceremonies before, there was a candle, then inaano sa akin kasi we had our practices before moving up ceremony. So we were holding a candle, then inaano sa akin, sabi, ay sorry, akala ko sinabi kasi, I'm too expensive. So sabi ko, okay. Sabi ko, so they feel that they're too entitled and expensive. And then senior high school is a different story. The same classmates, the same batchmates, the same person. So I excelled. I was charismatic, not to pagbubuhat ng bangko, but I was charismatic to other people. Especially when we interacted with girls' schools. Like, syempre, di ba, pag boys' schools, you interact with girls' schools because it's boys' race. And then, there was a time when I interacted and I was the one who was okay with them, I was the one talking to them. Then they were mad kasi at the same time kasi, they were sexualizing them. As usual, sexualizing them, saying na pangit ka. Then the name of the school, na ano ba yan, simbahan, yung name ng school nila. I won't name the school nila.
Okay.
Then they were keep on saying that, and then magagalit sila sa akin because I'm not like them. Because
You
if
don't think the way
I
they do.
act like them, then I'm accepted. But my values are not like that.
Okay.
So,
Right.
ganun pala yun, if you're different from them, if you have a different values, if you're not rich, then sorry, you have to suffer the consequences.
Right.
And that happened with social media bashing,
Yeah.
fake news against me, then they're attacking me. I told the officials about this, then they said,
Okay.
no. They were parang playing safe because syempre it's rich people, like this, like that.
Alright.
I said, okay, I'll just pabayaan na lang sila, but
right.
no, okay. But I said, it just feels like why they're stepping up so much on people as
Yeah.
if we're just all human beings.
Right.
And I don't see any reason at all why they would actually think na, ay, dapat gawin namin, dapat nahawan ka namin because they're doing that because they keep on saying na, ay, hindi, okay lang because mayaman kami, ganito, ganyan. And you,
Walang
even if you do that, it's like, all the laws seem like a band-aid solution for them. It's like they can just escape and they have this sense of immunity. And people like me out there and other people out there are forced to be silent about it. And another times, pag magsasabi ako sa ibang tao, especially, I have relatives out there who actually told me na parang victim blame pa nila ako about those kind of situations.
Okay.
So in terms of effects, honestly, I felt like a prisoner of my own story for how many years. I had mental issues, I wasn't unstable, I had to be absent for many times. It was difficult for me to interact with people. But thankfully, I had the opportunities. I had to translate my vulnerabilities into a strength, which I'll just share later
Yeah.
about that. And I felt that it was an long-term emotional scar for me, for life.
Parang nire-relive mo every time. I'm so sorry to hear no na baka parang nare-reopen yung scars na yun. But you guys are very brave for sharing
yeah.
your stories.
Yeah.
Yup.
And nakuha natin kay Jamie na yung harassment pala, meron ding malalim na pinanggagalingan like socio-cultural, socio-economic
Yeah.
perspective. No, na maganda rin, mahimay-himay natin with Sir Romel mamaya.
Yup. And siguro no, from sharing your story, siguro gusto natin malaman from what the context is. Gusto nating malaman yung way forward naman,
Alright.
no? Parang, how should students like them ba? Like, I know you guys have fought bravely for your
Right.
ideals. You had a very different outlook in life after those experiences. Pero for students who are going through it pa lang, especially those who may not be emotionally mature as you are, how should they deal ba with school violence? And is there a proper way to deal or to manage yourself and others when you are in these kinds of situations, Sir Mel?
Actually, isa sa mga importanteng bagay na una nilang matandaan, yung mga audience natin, yung mga kabataan or mga estudyante, una, kapag ikaw ay involved sa bullying, you need to seek help.
Yeah.
No? Doon sa iyong mga parent, sa iyong teachers, and
Yeah.
of course, sa school administrator. Napaka-importante na mag-seek tayo ng help. No?
Yeah.
Kasi tulad ng nabanggit kanina ng ating kasama, no, na there is an instance na merong mga reason, halimbawa yung prejudice, no, meron kasi tinatawag na different types of prejudice. One of them is classism. Classism na kung saan, dahil iba ka ng class o socio-economic class sa
Yeah.
kanila, ang thinking ng mga kasama mo ay, ito ka, hindi ka kasama nila, hindi ka bilong sa group nila.
Can't sit
So,
with
importante na ma-inform ito yung mga parent, yung
Right.
mga school administrator and then teacher, para ito yung maging way ng mga teacher to change the mindset
Right.
of the students. No? Napaka-importante nun. Pangalawa, of course, kung ikaw yung nabubuli na estudyante, kailangan mapataas pa din niya yung confidence niya sa kanyang sarili. Pangatlo, do not take revenge. No? Napaka-importante na kung hindi pwede nating idahilan na nabuli kasi ako kaya nagbubuli din ako ng iba.
Right.
No? So hindi yun magandang dahilan. And there are several studies in psychology na karamihan sa mga naging rason kung bakit mayroong mga estudyante or tao na nagbubuli because they experience that. So meron silang mga
Parang
exposure,
cycle.
meron
Pwedeng sa loob ng bahay yan.
Opo,
Sir Romel.
meron sa loob ng bahay, sa labas ng bahay nila, sa eskwelahan.
Right.
So maraming mga reason. Pang-apat, no, siguro kailangan matuto din or magkaroon din ng kakayanan ng mga kabataan na pangalagaan or take good care of themselves. Yun. So pang-apat, no, ay pang-lima, kailangan pati yung mga school administrator ay mag-involve dito. Kasi for example, in the Philippines, nabanggit natin ng ating kasama na meron tayong Anti-Bullying Act of 2013.
Right.
So kailangan ma-execute yon. Ano ba yung mandate ng batas na yon para yung mga estudyante sa eskwelahan ay maproteksyonan no, sa mga bullying. Again, malaki ang mga dahilan or marami ang mga dahilan kung bakit nag-start ang bullying. So, importante din na magkaroon tayo ng understanding na kailangan na ituro sa mga kabataan kung paano yung tinatawag na conflict resolution.
Right.
Ako naniniwala ko na magkaroon sila ng idea, yung mga teacher, maituro sa mga kabataan kung paano mag-handle ng isang conflict na hindi papupunta sa mga violence. No? So, doon kasi, mag-start na yun ng, pag nasatisfy siya or sabihin natin na nag-start na siya mag-create ng violence with other people, no? Unti-unti yun na mag-create ng bullying sa kanilang group.
Mayroon na nga akong follow-up.
Sige.
So, guys, di ba, pinag-uusapan natin so much about how can victims deal with these kinds of situations. Pero for example, dun sa nangyari kay Jamie, na the institution themselves, like, kumbaga may barrier na, shucks, hindi namin pwedeng banggain tong mga to.
Nabanggit
Kasi,
ni Jamie, diba?
mayayamang mga tao, prominent, may mga pangalan. Paano ka magdi-deal sa ganung sitwasyon when you're on the receiving end? Kung kunwari, you feel na there is also injustice in the system or the administrations that are handling the case or the situation. Sir Mel, may ganun ba tayong parang way to resolve
Sa
that
akin,
kind of
sa
conflict?
palagay ko, talaga may mga ganun instances na dahil mas power, halimbawa,
Reality,
siya isa sa mga pangunahing investor ng school ninyo, sponsor ng
school.
school. No? So, malaki talaga yung factor nun, kaya hindi mo sila mabangga. Though, tandaan natin na in the Philippines, meron tayong batas at merong mga institution and agency na pwede nating lapitan upang mabago yung ganung kanilang pananaw. Kasi kung hindi walang kikilos, walang mag-stand up for that, to correct that kind of administration or behavior, hindi yun mababago. Paulit yun ng paulit.
Mismo.
At magiging magiging parang kasama na sa norms nila, sa culture nila. Kaya kailangan may mag-stand up. So, importante, no, na-dues natin bilang mga kabataan, kung tayo man, or hindi man, kung tayo man yung involved, or hindi man, at nakasaksi lang ng bullying, importante na mag-stand up tayo.
Right.
Para mabago. At mabago ang mindset, at mabago ang sistema na yun.
Kaya natin din pinag-uusapan to kasi para kalampagin ng pamahalaan.
Yes,
ang mga academic institutions na nangyayari to. Kailangan may gawin tayo, nabanggit ni Sir Romel, na unahin natin yung paglalagay ng pangil sa mga batas. I-implement natin ang mabuti sa LGUs hanggang sa ating mga paaralan. Pero again, Jamie, Alex, thank you for sharing your story. Napakatapang nyo, no? And evident, nasabi nyo naman na hanggang ngayon, meron itong epekto. Pero para sa mga nanonood nating mga schoolmates na pinagdadaanan to, napagdaanan to, no? Pwede nyo bang ikwento yung naging healing process nyo? Paano nyo ito pinoproseso? Meron ba kayong mga coping mechanisms na may serve as an inspiration to our listeners? Jamie.
I think I would change the word healing to adapt. Kasi
Right.
parang I've thought of it for many times na parang healing is more of like, parang if inuubo ka and then you have this kind of medicine, you get cured.
Gamot, no?
But I think that these kind of pains are not really cured for the rest of our lives. I think that for every single instance that happens in our life, there's everything that would remind us, even the slightest memory. So I think that in my case, what I did was support of my mom.
Okay.
Kasi honestly, not all family members are supportive.
Right.
There's some family members na masyadong takot, close-minded, and sabihin ko na lang na parang at the end, there's this kind of culture na parang they really don't support you on that because they have their own beliefs.
Right.
So what I did to move forward instead of move on, kasi I felt that there's a need to move forward with my life kasi I need to adapt with how do I know myself. Kasi for how many years I was deprived of knowing who I am. So I had to join competitions, I had to interact with people, I joined with organizations,
Right.
and thankfully, when I represented competitions, I won. I also used my experiences for bullying and mental health for the Emmys 2021 and 22, where I was officially nominated to represent the country, Normal Masks, because I wanted to show how bullying is also a virus.
Okay.
That's a silent pandemic that's happening in our world. And the Silent Wars, which is also released 2022, I wanted to create a platform that mental health, bullying, and other factors are normal. That
Great.
each and every one of us
Good.
has our own silent battles, has our own silent wars, and wars don't always have to be these kind of loud, noisy, or anything that you can see. And that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm sharing the story that I have to other people, to all kinds of platforms, because I wanted to help people that I wanted to be the person that I wanted to have before to other people. I began to experience bullying at the year of 2007.
Okay.
It's 2023 already.
Tagal na.
And these kind of issues still happen until today. And honestly, I felt disappointed, sad, disappointed kasi in a way parang these things are still happening right now and only few people are standing up for these kind of conversations. And kung magkaroon man ng conversations about bullying, it's only how people are sympathetic to
Right.
bullies and not empathetic to the bully victims. So parang ang nagiging problem is the questions and the conversations kapag may news flash. Sino yung biktima, ano yung nangyari, ano yung bully, ano yung nangyari, bakit ganito, and then that's the end of discussion. We don't talk about why bullying exists in the first place. How are the victims? How are the families? These are the kind of conversations that, period, we don't talk about it anymore. And I'm grateful that with social media and everything that we have right now, there are more and more conversations, platforms, and I'm joining them. That's what I do to also adapt with myself, because I feel like if I'm making my own impact stamp with other people, and then that's a way of feeling myself that there's something that I can do that the bullies I had never did. That is making an impact and helping other people,
Right.
and not wasting my time destroying other people's lives.
Galing. Galing, no? Mamaya, pag-usapan na, ang ganda rin sinabi ni Jamie, lalo yung hukatin, ano natin yung ugat.
Yeah.
Hindi sapat yung awareness, pero tingnan natin yung ugat. Alex.
Healing process. As a person ngayon, I wouldn't go as far as to say na I'm healed. And dun pa rin talaga yung effects. I agree with what Jamie said on the terms of adaptability. Then talaga we have to adapt. Pero one of the things that I've utilized, or one of the things that I've practiced throughout life talaga, is acceptance. Not the fact na accept mo yung bullying. Never accept bullying. And siguro if there's any message na gusto ko iparating sa mga viewers natin, gusto ko iparating sa inyo na if ever that you're bullied, kasi this is something that I've struggled with personally. Every time na nabubully ako, I always tell myself na baka mamaya ikaw may kasalanan. Baka mamaya kasi you just need to fix yourself.
Right.
Maybe masyado kang malapit, maybe mali yung mga taong lalapitan mo. Maybe you just don't fit in. Talagang kasalanan mo yun. I've always told myself that. It's only recently lang na nasabi ko sa sarili ko, people around me have told me na hindi ikaw yung may kasalanan.
Alright.
Never ever blame yourself pagdating sa mga ganito.
Good.
If nabubully ka, it's not your fault. Ikaw yung biktima dito.
Tama.
Pagdating sa mga ganito, ikaw yung, kaya nga bully victim ang tawag sa'yo, tawag sa atin. Or I guess, kung ganun yung gagamitin terminology lang. Hindi mo kasalanan na binubully ka. You are a victim of an unfortunate circumstance. Pero, an acceptance of the fact na when it comes to life talaga, there are gonna be ups and downs. Yung naging parang pinaka-acceptance process ko doon is the fact na meron talaga mga mangyayaring ganito. There are always gonna be people na kokontra sa akin or parang mambubuli sa akin at some point. There are always gonna be people na, kunyari, regardless of how good I think I look. Papasok ko ng school one day, I think I look good in the things that I wear. There's always gonna be that one person that says, hey, taba mo ngayon tignan, ano meron? There's always gonna be that one person na, hey, ano ba yung t-shirt mo? Ang pangit tignan. Mukha kang ganito, mukha kang ganon. There's always gonna be those kinds of people. And ako nga din kasi, I've had friends told me na, Alex, mukha kang target. Mukha kang kabuli-buli. That's something na parang, that's sunk in para sa akin na parang, oo nga, baka nga talaga. Talagang I used to like always blame myself na parang ako nga ba talaga to. Pero it's not my fault. Natanggap ko na sa sarili ko na may mga taong ganun talaga. There are always gonna be those people.
Right.
I'm not sure what their motivations are, pero nasa sa kanila na yun. Ang sa akin lang kasi, I'm doing what I want, I'm doing what I'm comfortable with. So long as wala akong natatapakang tao,
Right.
I'm not bullying anyone,
Right.
masaya na ako doon.
Right,
And
right.
one of the missions that I have in life nga kasi ngayon, specific to my school, I have an organization. I'm basically part of a club, and the club is filled with, to say the least, introverts. People who I saw nakagaya ko.
Right.
As in the past, ganun ako. I was very introverted, I was a very timid person. Nung high school ako talagang I was just very tagong-tago kung tawagin. There were only a few friends that I had. I had a very small circle of friends. And sila lang yung nakakakilala nung kung ano talaga ako.
Right.
Nauwi ko sila sa bahay, kilala na pamilya ko and all that. Yun yung tinatry kong i-form ngayon. With my organization, I form a safe space for them. Marami nga akong mga tinatawag na mga anak, kung tawagin ko doon. A lot of them talagang nandun, inaalagaan namin.
Right.
We form a safe space for them kasi it's more, it's not just an organization for introverts, it's an organization where everyone can feel safe. Where everyone can be themselves dun sa
Right.
space na yun.
Oo.
And-
Find who you're with, no? Find your
Exactly.
tribe, parang ganun.
One of the things din siguro, one of the things that I've used para makapag-move forward ako sa life ko, I've found my support system.
Right.
Yun ang
Build your support
pinaka-importante.
system.
Hindi totoo, para sa akin, my personal belief is that hindi mo kaya mabuhay mag-isa sa mundo na to.
Yeah.
You need people to be around you with. Pero
Right.
that doesn't mean na pag wala kang tao around you, wala kang support system, wala ka na. There's
Right.
always gonna be people around you. And you should find and stay close to those people na mamahalin ka for who you are and who will tell you pag may mali kang ginagawa kasi they are there for you, they're caring for you. And I'm confident in saying na I have found those people. Masaya ako ngayon kaya I'm confident in moving forward with my life.
Gusto ko yun. Choose people who
Si
choose
Jamie.
you. We love
Lupit.
it. We love it.
Alam
Thank
mo
you so much,
Na-convert nila yun to
guys.
empower
Oo,
others.
Correct.
Solid.
Yes, solid. Pero guys, no, bibitinin muna natin yung kwentuhan natin right now. And I'm sure marami pang mga schoolmates natin yung gustong marinig yung mga stories. And what should we do when we are actually in these kinds of situations? Kaya naman, ang ating usapang ito ay bibitinin muna namin. Ngunit marami pa tayong aabangan sa pagbabalik lamang ng Schoolmates!